Oh, what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE NXT UK review, the show from September 4th, 2019. They were at Wales, Cardiff. This is the NXT UK after TakeOver Cardiff edition for this episode. Your commentators were Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness. So the opening show was a recap, basically, or a video of highlights of NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, which it was nicely well done. Where it pertains to the feature matches for example, Cesaro versus Dragunov, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster become the new NXT Tag Team Champions, or should I say the NXT UK Tag Team Champions against Drake and Gibson, and also Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, or retains that triple threat tag team match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. Kaylee Ray, the droning Tony Storm to become the new NXT UK Women's Champion, and Walter, who successfully defended his NXT UK Championship against an all-out brawl, an all-out war, an all-out extraordinary, phenomenal match from Tyler Bate. And now we get to the main card here. So the opening show of the match was open match in a way. Piper and Niven versus Rhea Ripley, and they ended up having a very good match, where in the end Rhea Ripley gets a win over Piper Niven. So Piper Niven has suffered her first defeat on NXT UK against Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley got her revenge, got her comeuppance against Piper Niven, and I'm assuming down the line they're going to get another rubber match, and we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, Rhea Ripley gets the win here. Yeah, I thought it was a decent match. I enjoyed the match for what it was. Very, very good, decent match. Sis Scarlett, he talks about how Jack Gallagher will not be cleared to compete because he's dealing with an injury. So also, catches Ohno interrupts and says, "Well, I'm sure you can find me an opponent for tonight in the main event," and he said he'll be waiting to see who it's going to be. Also, we get General Manager Johnny Saint walking up. He whispers in the ear of Sis Scarlett, and Sis Scarlett immediately leaves. And Ramsey is wondering what's going on with that situation. And basically, the General Manager of NXT UK, Johnny Saint, said to Ramsey that Ohno will have an opponent tonight, and we'll get to that later. We cut to footage of after TakeOver, where it pertains to the grizzled young veterans, in James Drake and Zap Gibson, furious of losing the tag team titles against Mark and Webster. What pertains to the triple threat match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships that Gallus was also involved too, what pertains to Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. So they go to John Saint's office, and Jack Gibson, excuse me, he said in a nice way that he wants a rematch. He and his partner, James Drake, they want a rematch against the new champs for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. And it's been officially announced that for the next NXT UK show, which is going to be this coming weekend on Wednesday, it's going to be the rematch that the Grizzly Young Veterans has been asking for against the new NXT UK Tag Team Champions and Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. And we'll see how that turns out. Now, here's the thing with that too, folks. Now, it was great that Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster had their great, overwhelming, feel-good moment of winning the NXT UK Tag Team Championships at their hometown, the home country of Wales, Cardiff. But I think on the next NXT UK show, I think that the grizzled young veterans are going to win back the NXT UK Tag Team Championships here. Because with Jason Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, again, it was just to give them a good feel moment for the people in Wales, Cardiff, just to give them that feel good moment. And then once we get to this match, this coming Wednesday. I think the Grizzled Young Veterans are going to win back the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. Don't be surprised if that happens, but I'm just saying, if it happens, don't be surprised. Don't be mad, don't be shocked. Just take it as as a grand assault. That the only reason why they only did this for Mark Andrews and Flash Mark Webster is just give them that feel good moment because they're at their home country. So we'll see how that turns out. We get a short video package pertains to NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff. Pertains to the biggest moments. Basically, it was played during the advertisements during the commercial break on the WWE Network. So, and they also played Clash of Champions, whatever. But what pertains to the highlights of the advertisement of NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff, we could watch it on the WWE Network. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed seeing that video package. So it was good. Joe Coffey was chatting with fellow Gallus backstage, what pertains to his match from TakeOver Cardiff from the last man standing match against Dave Mastiff. Basically, there was Mark Coffey and Wolfgang attending to Joe Coffey backstage, and he looks beaten up and everything, but he looked like he could handle it, and basically that's basically it. Also, we saw the Hunt with Dave Mastiff, and they promised him that they will bounce back from their loss against Gallus. Basically, the feud of Gallus versus Dave Mastiff and the Hunt are going to continue on. So we'll see how that turns out. We also cut to where we see Tyler Bate and Trent Seven having a moment after TakeOver Cardiff. That Trent Seven was basically he was consults with Tyler Bate backstage. Tyler Bate looks exhausted from his war against Walter, and there was no Pete Dunne there. It was just Trent Seven there, but basically Trent Seven was attending there for Tyler Bate after that long exhausting war that he went through against with Tyler Bate going up against Walter in the main event. So then we get to a video package of Tegan Knox. She's gonna be part of NXT UK, and she's gonna make her debut this coming Wednesday on NXT UK. And I cannot wait, folks. It's been long overdue that Tegan Knox has been away from WWE television for a while, especially when it pertains to the WWE Network exclusive. All right, main event time. Cassius Ohno versus someone that Sid Scala is gonna have for his to replace Jack Gallagher to face, and Sid Scala shows up. Cassius Ohno is wondering who it's gonna be as he's running in the ring, and Sid Scala, he takes off his tie, he takes off his blazer jacket, he's rolling up his sleeve. Basically, he's gonna wrestle. So so Sid Scala is gonna be facing Cassius Ohno in this main event. And this match was pretty good, by the way. It was pretty damn good. And Sid Scala, there's a reason why Sid Scala has been wrestling for I guess almost a year now. I guess it hasn't been a year, but it feels like it was a year because Sid Scala, he was a wrestler on NXT UK, but the reason why he hasn't wrestled because my theory is because he was injured. He has some kind of injury that prevented him from competing, and sure enough, he has to compete against Cassius Ohno. He looked pretty good against Cassius Ohno. Of course, he lost to Cassius Ohno, but still, he looked pretty good in defeat against Cassius Ohno. Both guys looked pretty good, as obviously Cassius Ohno and then Sid Scala. After the match, Cassius Ohno basically disrespecting Sid Scala by stepping over him before exiting out of the ring, and then basically playing with the crowd and all that, and that was it. And there you go, that was the show. And obviously there was only a 2-match show for this show because it was all about highlights about what happens NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff and all that. So it also pertains to video packages too, what pertains to Tegan Knox, and there you go. Not much to say about that. But right, there you go, folks. For this edition for WWE NXT UK, the show from September 4th, 2019, for this review, I'm gonna give this show a 6 out of 10. And what being said, thank you all for watching. For It's a Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. For this is your WWE NXT UK review. For the next time we'll listen to this NXT UK review on the Natural Born Drillers YouTube channel, I'm out.